Look at number 32. We have another absolute value inequality. To solve for this one, it looks like we're going to begin by having to simplify both sides of it divided by negative 10. One, we can't have a negative on the opposite side of an absolute value because that's not possible to move a negative distance. So this negative 10 will fix the problem for us. So we divide both sides by negative 10. We get 2r minus 1 absolute value. Since we divide by a negative, it is going to make our sign flip to greater than or equal to 6. So now we're at the absolute value of 2r minus 1 is greater than or equal to 6. So from here we have two solution sets since it is an absolute value. So our left one would be 2r minus 1 is greater than or equal to 6. And our second one would be 2r minus 1 is less than or equal to negative 6. So we flip our sign when we multiply that by negative 1. So let's get started. We add 1 to both sides. 2r is greater than or equal to 7. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. r is greater than or equal to 7 halves. Since we are graphing it, you could write it or as r is greater than or equal to 3.5. Either one's fine. 3.5, I find kids again have an easier job graphing. From here, we're going to add 1 over. 2r is less than or equal to negative 5. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. r is less than or equal to 2.5. Negative 2.5. Or you could keep it as r is less than or equal to negative 5 halves. Either one is correct. I'll give you the points for it. So to get a visual of what we're doing, let's graph it. And then we can decide what our inequality solution is going to look like. And we can have our interval notation. So we're saying 3.5 and negative 2.5. So negative 2.5 right here. And 3.5 on the right. We are going to put a closed dot because it can equal these numbers. So any number greater than 3.5 and any number less than 2.5. So it looks like we have an or here. And how are we going to write this? It's any number less than 2.5, negative 2.5. We use a bracket because it can include 2.5 union set. And we also include 3.5 to infinity. We use a bracket or parentheses for that. So that's our solution for number 32.